Let's be honest, if it wasn't for Guitar Hero 3, Through the Fire and Flames wouldn't be as culturally relevant as it is today. Hello everyone, Ren here, or Alias, and today I shall discuss the game that has had a lasting impact in me, and I bet in a lot of y'all, Guitar Hero. So I actually came a little late into the series. I did not play Guitar Hero 1 or 2. I came when it was Guitar Hero 3, when it just got released for the Nintendo Wii. Because it was the best for a small child that I was. And it was the hottest shit you could imagine. Gaming stores everywhere would sell you plastic guitars so you could play with your friends. It was insane how popular Guitar Hero was. In fact, it was such a good game, my whole family would play it. I remember the cousins would play the game all the fucking time. On expert difficulty, cause, they're way older than me. I was the youngest of the cousins. From tier 1, the first song you ever play is Slow. Well, not the first song you ever played, but the first song most people played was Slow Ride. And it's such a perfect tutorial song. Teach you the mechanics of Guitar Hero. As the songs go by, you hear bangers like Hit Me With Your Best Shot, and the end of that first set is Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss. I've heard of Kiss before. I only knew them as the guys that painted their face, but I've never heard one of their songs before. Funnily enough, again, I was a little kid when this game came out, so I didn't know much about rock music. And holy shit, the songs were amazing. I wanted to listen to just the songs without playing them. But I wouldn't get an iPod until way later in life. After that, you advance to tier 2, and now you realize why this game is called Legends of Rock. It's banger after banger on tier 2. It has Mississippi Queen, Barracuda, and Bulls on Parade with Tom Morello. I don't know what Rage Against the Machine was, I just know them as the guys that had Bulls on Parade. Come later to find out they're a fucking popular band. But again, I wouldn't know that because I was a young kid. And holy crap, I still remember Bulls on Parade, how you play with Tom Morello on screen. It was an undescribable feeling, me discovering how rock music can sound and what it is supposed to sound like. Because so far, I've only listened to pop music until then. Because rock music wasn't really banging at like top of the charts on the radio station I would listen to on my mom's car. Then you advance to tier 3. Now, this next song, I remember playing it like, I don't know why it is so ingrained. It's not the best song in the set, it's a good song, don't get me wrong. But the reason why I remember it so much is because it's the first song I 100%ed on medium. And yes, I played in medium, but give me a break, I was a small kid. I could not fathom moving my hands through the guitar. So the song was When We Were Young. And then the encore, it awoke something in me. The encore was Painted Black by the Rolling Stones. And I never knew that rock music could sound like that. It was absolutely insane. It was absolutely insane how upbeat it was. Or not upbeat, but like rhythmy. And that was the first Rolling Stones song I listened to. Painted Black. A hell of a song to get introduced to the Rolling Stones. Their best song, in my opinion. That song alone puts them like 10 times above the Beatles. The Beatles are overrated as shit. Now, the next year, I remember much. I just remember the encore. And it's funny, because the encore is popular now again. It's Even Flow. It's the song of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I don't remember a lot about this set. I know the songs, because I listened to them, not because I remember playing them when I was a little kid. So they're ringing bells, just not childhood bells. Then after Even Flow, you move on to tier 5. And now I remember this song because my cousins fucking gaslit me into getting the lyrics wrong. The first song of this set, it's Rock You Like a Hurricane. The chorus is Here I Am, Rock You Like a Hurricane. And my cousins were like, no, it's Hurricane, rock you like a hurricane. And they all fucking pranked me. They all got on with the joke. They all told me, oh yeah, that's the lyric, that's the correct lyric. You're hearing it wrong. You're fucking stupid. You're a kid. And I'm like, goddamn. I know I'm hearing correctly. I'm not deaf. I'm not hard of hearing. I know what I'm hearing. But they're all telling me it's wrong. That's the song I remember the most out of that set. Second only to the encore. I still remember this encore. Because you're playing on the prison. Then all the smoke comes out. And then you see Slash walk out of the side. And I didn't know who Slash was. And my brother told me that's a really popular musician. That's Slash. You should know him. And I'm like, I don't know who he is. He told me, oh, he's a really popular guitar player. And I'm like, I still don't know who it is. And it's like, oh, you'll learn about him later. And the absolute banger you play is Welcome to the Jungle. And I was hooked from the very beginning. From the very start of Welcome to the Jungle. You want to play the song right just because you want to hear it all without making mistakes. It is absolutely amazing. The next tier, I mean, I don't remember any song from this tier. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have the song list in front of me. Nothing is ringing a bell. But apparently there's a Tenacious D song. But I don't know. Nothing. No, empty-headed on this tier. Tier 7 has the song that introduced me to Muse. And it's a song I still listen to this day. It's Knights of Cydonia. And the reason why it sticks with me so much is because Knights of Cydonia has this weird sound with the guitar. If you heard the song, you know what I mean. It's kind of like stringy and alien-y. And I still remember whenever that note would come in, you would see the color and you would fucking spam the fuck out of the whammy to make the note wavy. But that wasn't even the encore. The encore is Cult of Personality, which I do remember playing. But I feel like Knights of Cydonia would have been a way better encore than Cult of Personality. In my opinion, it's a better song. Well then, you advance to tier 8, and now you have arrived at hell, the end of your journey. Use everything you learned to play the hardest songs in the whole game. Starting with Raining Blood. It's a goddamn... That song, I still remember, it was the song I probably attempted the most out of any other song. It was a song that I probably had the most attempts out of any other song. Because it's so fast right off the get-go. It is amazing. And then after you master that, I usually went to Number of the Beast, and because I cannot remember the second song. I have it in front of me. I just can't remember what it sounds like. So I must have skipped that song to play the Number of the Beast, because I knew about Iron Maiden. Because funnily enough, a couple days before I played a Number of the Beast, I saw a news article on how rock music was making kids satanic. Remember, that was the thing. Maybe it's still a thing. But yeah, I saw that news article on TV. And I saw Iron Maiden singing Number of the Beast. I was like, rock doesn't make people satanic. I think that's just stupid. But I mean, to be fair to the crazy people, it is called Number of the Beast, so they're not completely out of line. Anyway, you master Number of the Beast, and then you go to the first ever Metallica song I've ever heard, One. And I think One is the best song they've ever done, in my opinion. Maybe because I listened to it since I was like a literal infant, but it is amazing. From the very beginning, when it starts slow with those 4 notes repeating, I still remember it. I don't know how to describe it. It was like I could feel every vibration of every instrument when I heard this song. Like I couldn't even feel the plastic guitar playing it. Even though I was playing the game. It was more like I was listening to the song and playing the game was extra. And I don't know how to describe this, but whenever I listen to One by Metallica, my mouth tastes like metal. Like right now, it's tasting like metal at the very back of my tongue. It's a weird feeling. Like, you know that feeling when you get a nosebleed and it goes into your mouth? It's like that, just less tasting like pennies and more tasting like metal. That's the best way I can describe it. And then you play a hell of a banger on the encore, because it's not really an encore, it's a rock off against Lou. It is The Devil Went Down to Georgia. It's a hell of a song. I listened to the rock version so much, I didn't know there was an other version with a violin instead of an electric guitar until I saw it on an episode of Malcolm in the Middle. I think it's the intro to season 2. It's the episode when the family comes back from the water park and Dewey is like lost somewhere and a thief steals the car he was on. And then The Devil Went Down to Georgia plays as he's speeding up. And my brother pointed it out. He was like, hey, that's The Devil Went Down to Georgia. And I'm like, no, it isn't. It doesn't have a guitar. He was like, no, that's the original song. That's a cover you were hearing. And I was fucking mind blown. Amazing song. But then, as the credits roll, you listen to what is inarguably the most popular song in the game. Not popular as in chart-wise, because I think Painted Black is the most famous song in the whole game. But the song everybody knows from that game. And it is Through the Fire and Flames by Dragonforce. You play that song in the credits, and it is absolutely amazing. And this song is so ingrained in memory. I remember going to school, and there would be kids saying, yo, have you tried playing Through the Fire and Flames, the Experts? And I'm like, no. And they're like, you should try it. I'm like, okay. So I would go back, try it, and I would just see all the fucking notes on screen, and I'm like, I see why now. People fucking say this song is impossible. I still haven't managed to beat Through the Fire and Flames, an Expert. It is a hell of a song. It is unreal. It was my introduction to Dragonforce. For a really long time, I only know them as Through the Fire and Flames people. I still know them as that, because, come on, that was the song that introduced me to them when I was a kid. Now I know more of their discography. They also did a cover of My Heart Will Go On. You should give it a listen. It's an absolute banger. And if it wasn't for that one game, I probably would not be here. Not because I would get depressed or something, but because liking rock music was like the basis to all my hobbies, to everything that has led me here. And hey, maybe who knows, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I would have ended up here any other way. But it wouldn't be the same. I wouldn't like rock music as much as I do if it wasn't for Guitar Hero. And I don't know if that's the case for anybody else there, but that is the case for me. Well, this has been Ren. Or Alias. Bye bye.